weekly test which is mainly from state legislature, state government and local self-governments. The first question, consider the following statements about the role of governor, in which sense? So, first statement, the governor must appoint a minister in charge of tribal affairs. Yes, there minister in charge of tribal affairs, Jharkhand, Bihar, Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh. Yes, originally Bihar only, but when Bihar was being divided into Jharkhand and Bihar was being removed. So, this statement is wrong statement. Bihar is not there, but originally in the original constitution, originally it was there that there is a need for a tribal in charge minister for the 4 states. But after the Bihar in the year 2000, when Bihar was being divided into Bihar and Jharkhand, there is no requirement of minister of tribal affairs for Bihar. So, in the year 2000, 3 states were being formed. How we have to remember? In the month of April 2000, Chhattisgarh was formed. In the month of August, Uttarakhand was being formed. In the month of November, Jharkhand was being formed. CAG, C-A-G-C-U-J, CAG, C-A-G-C-U-J, Chhattisgarh, Uttarakhand and Jharkhand. These are the 3 states. So, in the original constitution they told that yes, there is a need for minister for tribal affairs in these 4 states, but once the Bihar was being divided, there is no requirement of exclusive minister for tribal affairs in Bihar. So, that is a wrong statement. Second, the advice tendered by ministers to the governor, similarly the advice tendered by the minister to the president cannot be inquired into the court of law. In which country it should be inquired by the court of law? UK. In UK it need to be inquired by the court of law, but in India there is no need for inquiry into the court of law. So, the advice tendered, correct or wrong? The advice tendered by the minister to the governor cannot be inquired. No, cannot be inquired. True. Correct statement. The governor enjoys constitutional discretion to remove a minister from council of. No. He cannot remove. There is no constitutional discretion. If he want to remove, he can remove only on the advice tendered by chief minister. So, this is also wrong statement. How many of the above statements are incorrect? So, answer is 2 are incorrect. So, only 2. Second question. Consider the following statement. Uniformity is found across the country with respect to organization of state legislature. No. For example, Uttar Pradesh have 400 MLA seats. Uttar Pradesh have 400 MLA seats. Andhra Pradesh have 175 MLA seats, whereas Telangana had 119 MLA seats. So, there is no uniformity with respect to number of MLAs. So, first statement is wrong statement. The chairman of the state legislative assembly, state legislative council is nominated by the governor. No, the chairman of the legislative council, MLCs, the chairman of the legislative council. Once we will remember the composition of legislative councils. 1/3 of the members of legislative councils will be nominated by MLAs, indirectly elected by the MLAs. 1/3 of the members of legislative council are indirectly elected by local bodies, and more graduates, 1/12 are graduates. Next, teachers 1/12, and remaining are governor. What is remaining? 1/6. How much is remaining? 1/6. So, the legislative council, maximum how much should be there, minimum how much should be there? Maximum should be 1/3 of the members of legislative assembly, minimum should be 40, not less than 40. How legislative council can be formed? A legislative council can be formed by a resolution with special majority in the legislative assembly and passed by the simple majority in the parliament, by Lok Sabha as well as Rajya Sabha. By this process, we can have a legislative council. Then how the legislative council chairman? The legislative council chairman will be elected by the MLCs. The members of legislative councils will be electing the legislative council chairman. So, he will not be nominated by the governor. He will not be nominated by the governor, but he will be elected by the members of legislative council. The chairman of the legislature nominated by the governor? No, he is not nominated post. He is elected post by the members of legislative councils. If a person is elected to both the houses of state legislature, the seat in one of the houses falls vacant as prescribed in parliamentary law. What is that? if a person is elected to both the houses of state legislature, means he is an MLA, he also became MLC. The seat in one of the houses falls vacant as prescribed by parliamentary law. Tell me, think and tell me, how many of the above statements are incorrect? 52. Second one, how many of them are incorrect? See, if a person is elected, this is already wrong, this is also wrong. See, if a person is elected to both the houses of state legislature, the seat in one of the house falls vacant as prescribed by the state legislature law. No, whether this is a parliament house or a state legislature, state legislature. So it should be according to the state legislature law, not according to the parliament. Parliament means will be applicable to Rajya Sabha, it will be applicable to Lok Sabha. But here I am talking about what? Legislative assembly as well as legislative council. So it is not parliamentary law, but it is legislative law of the state. Legislative law of the state. So answer is next. Consider the following statements about the speaker. Speaker, the main duty of the speaker is to protect the dignity and decorum of the house. He is the presiding member of Lok Sabha, he is the presiding member of state legislative assembly. He will be elected by the members of the lower house here and the members of lower house there. The Lok Sabha members will be electing one member as the speaker. There also in the legislative assembly also one member will be elected as a speaker. By convention, deputy speaker is from opposition party and there will be a panel of speakers. There will be a panel of speakers. Who will be appointing this panel of speakers? Who will be nominating them? Speaker himself. But this nominated panel of speakers, they can speak if and only if speaker and deputy speaker are absent. If they are vacant, if the seats are vacant, then this panel of speakers cannot speak. If they want to speak in the house of Lok Sabha or if they want to speak in the house of legislative assembly, when they are absent only. First statement, the speaker steps out of his office immediately after the house is dissolved. Immediately after the house is dissolved means when the government falls. So speaker's position also will fall, speaker's office also will fall. No, he will be acting like what? Till the another government come. Till the another government come. He will be not acting as pro tem speaker. Pro tem speaker will be again elected. So till the another government come for the first sitting. From the first sitting, a pro tem speaker will be elected. For the pro tem speaker to be elected, this incumbent speaker will be acting as speaker. So immediately after the dissolution, the speaker post will not become vacant. The speaker post will not become vacant. He will be continuing as a speaker in the next government also for the first sitting. And in the first sitting, pro tem speaker will be elected. And the pro tem speaker is also not permanent. Pro tem speaker is a temporary speaker. This pro tem speaker, he will be taking the oath of all the people of the legislative assembly. Then the speaker will be elected. When the speaker is elected, then the pro tem speaker will be dissolved. So speaker steps out of his office immediately after the house is dissolved. Correct or wrong? Wrong. Speaker of the legislative assembly resigns by writing a resignation to the governor of state.
No, deputy speaker.
He will be writing to the deputy speaker. Deputy speaker will be writing to the speaker. So remember, speaker is resignation letter he will be addressing to the deputy speaker. So this is also a wrong statement. Since the office of pro tem speaker is temporary in nature, the office is endowed with limited powers. No. Whenever it can be a panel of speakers also. When they are acting like speakers, they will enjoy full power. So how many of the above statements are incorrect? 53. How many of them are incorrect? All the three. Why? Because he is enjoying limited power or full power. It can be the, it can be the incumbent speaker, it can be the pro tem speaker, it can be the real speaker, or it can be the deputy speaker, it can be the panel of speakers. When they are acting like speakers, then they will enjoy full powers. There is no limited power concept for speaker post. So any person who is acting like a speaker will enjoy the full powers. So how many of the above statements are incorrect? All the three. The same is explained here. Consider the following statements about legislative councils in a state. I told you 1/3, 1/3, 1/12, 1/12 plus rest. Rest is 1/6. How many fields nominated by the governor? From how many seats? From how many specialized subjects? 5. Science, social, art, literature, cooperative movement. From the cooperative movement. From 5 different fields, the specialists will be nominated by the governor. 5. What are those 5? Science and social. Remember like this. Science and social. Finish. Art and literature. Finish. Only 50 you have to remember that. Cooperative movement. The person who participated in the cooperative movement, that person will be nominated. It's a current affair. In Telangana state, under the nomination post of the governor, 2 people were been recommended to the governor by the earlier government, TRS government. Governor didn't accept it. Governor told, you are telling he is specialist in art, tell him to draw one painting. In what he is specialist? He is nothing but a politician. Just to give him a seat, you people are giving him a seat. She didn't accept it. So hence, he went to court. So governor means he should listen to the Council of Ministers. But this lady is not listening to the advice of Council of Ministers. Then court told, nominated post means nominated post only from the specialized field. If they are from the specialized field, then only they should be nominated to the legislative councils. The chairman of the council is elected by the council itself from among its members. The chairman of the council is elected by the council itself from among its members. Whereas the chairman of Rajya Sabha, the chairman of Rajya Sabha by default is a vice president. Vice president by default he will be acting like a chairman of Rajya Sabha. How the chairman of Rajya Sabha election will happen? Same as vice president. So what is vice president election? All the elected members and nominated members of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha both will be participating in the election. That is the electoral college for vice president. Whereas legislative council chairperson will be, the legislative council chairperson will be elected by the members of council. He is elected by the correct. In the council, out of total membership, 10 members are nominated by the governor. In the council, out of total membership, 10 members are nominated by the governor. Which of the above statements are correct? This is again, every statement will be controversial. This is controversial. Think and tell me. Fourth one. See, first one is what? The council has equal powers with the legislative assembly in the election of the president. Council is not part of electoral college of president. Who are part of electoral college of president? The elected members of Lok Sabha, the elected members of Rajya Sabha and the elected members of legislative assemblies. These all members will become the electoral college of president. So where come? So the council has equal powers? Yes or no? No, wrong. The chairman is elected by the council? Correct. In the council, out of total membership, 10 members are nominated by the governor. Tell me, how many, which of the above statements are correct? Which of the above statements are correct? Wait, nothing, where is? Here, answer. Third one, see. In the total, 10 members are fixed or 1 by 6th? 1 by 6th number can be anything. 1 by 6th number can be anything. So this is wrong statement. So correct answer is only 2 only. 1 by 6th number can be anything. If the 60, it will be 10. If it is 80, it will be some number, but not 10. Yes or no? Consider the following statements about autonomous districts under 6th schedule. Compulsory, this is current affair now. After Manipur issue, Metis versus Cookies issue, 5th schedule and 6th schedule, mainly 6th schedule is very much in use. By heart it. 6th schedule of the constitution. 4 states, AM, TM, Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. In these 4 states where the tribal districts are been identified like autonomous districts, where the tribal population is more than 50%, those districts are identified as autonomous districts. In that autonomous districts, there will be autonomous district council, whereby every autonomous district council will have 30 members. In that, 4 members will be nominated by governor. Remaining 26 members will be elected by that particular district people, directly elected by that particular autonomous district people. So that particular body is called as autonomous district council, which is having equal power with the council of ministers of that state. So they will be ruling this autonomous districts. If the area is larger, the same autonomous district council will be called as regional councils. So regional council is not different, understand this. If the area is more, then the autonomous district councils will be named as regional councils. Regional means don't think different. So same autonomous district councils, when the area is more, then that area is called as regional council. The elected and nominated members of Autonomous District Council hold a term for 5 years. We will see. The District Council is empowered to collect revenue in autonomous districts under the 6th schedule. Correct. They will be having tax. The laws made by District Council administrators require assent of the governor. I told you yesterday. Governor every time he will be closed. A gatekeeper he will be closed. Whatever the legislation made by the Council of Ministers or the Assembly or the Autonomous District Council by default will not be applicable in Autonomous District Council. The governor will scrutinize it whether it need to be applied or not. So accordingly it will be applied. So every time the gate will be closed in 6th schedule, whereas in 5th schedule every time the gate will be opened. If the governor thinks no, this legislation should not be applied, means what he will do? He will start. Means what? In 6th schedule each and every policy, each and every legislation will be scrutinized by governor. But in 5th schedule each and everything will not be scrutinized by him, but if it comes in his notice that it is going to impact the schedule area tribal people, then compulsory will not. The laws made by the District Council administrator require assent of the governor. Correct. So question is, how many of the above statements are correct? How many of the above statements are correct? This is correct. This is correct. Elected and nominated members of autonomous district hold term for 5 years. We will see this. Each autonomous district means autonomous district, and the body will be called as Autonomous District Council. District, and the body which is elected is called as council. As a district council consists of 30 members, I told you, of whom 4 are nominated by governor and 26 are elected by adult franchise, means from the people. The elected members hold office for a term of 5 years unless the council is dissolved earlier, and nominated members hold office with the pleasure of the. Very important. In autonomous district councils, elected members will enjoy up to 5 years, or else if the autonomous district council got dissolved. But whereas nominated members completely at the pleasure of governor. So first statement is correct or wrong? Wrong. So the elected members of autonomous district council hold term for 5 years, correct? But whereas nominated members at the pleasure of governor. So statement is wrong. So how many are correct? So we are going deeper. Autonomous district councils, how it functions also I am telling you. Once I told you tribal advisory council. How many members will be there in tribal advisory council? 20 members will be there. In tribal advisory council in schedule 5, 20 members will be there. 3/4 of the members will be elected, or 3/4 members will be the ST MLAs of that state. 3/4 of the ST MLAs will be in the tribal advisory council. Remaining members will be nominated by governor. So 20 members will be there, means 15 members will be ST elected members, ST elected MLAs, and remaining 5 will be nominated by governor. It's advisory council, it is a parallel government. Who is powerful, tribal advisory council or autonomous district council? District council. It's parallel government, no? Autonomous district council, they are just advising. Whom they are advising? Council of Minister. Here they are acting like parallel to Council of Minister. B. See, the autonomous is empowered to assess and collect land revenue, certain specific, they can impose tax. Why? Because they are same like government. So obviously they can impose tax. Next, an amendment to the 5th and 6th schedules of the Constitution would require the consent of the state legislatures. Would require the consent of the state legislature. Very good question this is. The Constitution requires the President to appoint a commission to report on the administration of scheduled areas. Correct. It is there in the Constitution. Next, the acts of Parliament or state legislature either do not apply to autonomous districts and autonomous regions or apply with specific modifications and exceptions. The acts of Parliament or state legislature either do not apply to autonomous districts and autonomous regions or apply with specific modifications and exceptions. Who will stop? Governor will stop. So either governor will stop it or governor will allow with specific exceptions. So how many of the above statements are incorrect? Think and read. See, an amendment to the 5th and 6th schedule of the Constitution would require the consent of the state legislatures? No. Wrong statement. Why it not required? 5th schedule, 6th schedule is formed in the original Constitution. 5th schedule, 6th schedule is present in the original constitution. It is a discretion of the president to increase the size of 5th schedule or decrease the size of 6th schedule. So, who is paramount? Parliament is paramount with respect to controlling 5th schedule, and the constitution requires the president to appoint a commission to report on the administration. The act of parliament or state legislature, we will see. So, how many are incorrect? How many are incorrect? Only one. Both are correct now? Both are correct. Yes. Constitution requires president to form a committee, whereas governor will not allow, or governor will allow with some modifications. Why? Because they are tribals. Very interesting question. Please, you understand the standard also. It takes a lot of time. 3 layer, how you are feeling, how you are judging us, I don't know, but 3 layers of scrutiny is happening with respect to this. From January onwards, if you see the question paper of mainly my subject I am talking about. As per the anti-defection provisions, a member of either house of a state legislature belonging to any political party who is qualified on the ground of defection shall also be disqualified. Anti-defection law, which schedule? 10th schedule of the constitution. What is anti-defection law? I asked one question last time, do you remember?
After 6 months, before 6 months.
Before 6 months, after 6 months, what is the answer? See, when any person is nominated by the governor, if he want to jump the party, he can jump before 6 months. Then he is not allowed to jump after 6 months. If he jump after 6 months, he will be disqualified. Why? It is there in anti-defection law. Anti-defection law very clearly told that any MLA, any MP, mainly nominated MLA, nominated MP, or nominated MLC also, if you want to jump the party, you can jump within 6 months. But after 6 months, he is not allowed to jump. Why? Because I will tell you. The original constitution thought like this, anti-defection law thought like this. He is a nominated member. Who will be the nominated member? Only specialists, only experts. Understand this. Who will be nominated person? A person who is specialist in social, science, art, literature, cooperative movement. I am talking with state legislature. So, he is an expert. So, he was been nominated by one particular political party. Then only the governor will, someone should nominate. Who will nominate? A political party only can nominate. Governor cannot take initiative. So, one political party gave this name. So, the governor nominated as a specialist. Within 6 months, why he should change? Because according to the anti-defection law, so he is not a politician. First thing is, he is not a politician. Second thing is, he is an expert. So, after joining the political party, if he faces any problem, if he sees any differences, if he sees any ideology which is against his expertise, if it is against his expertise, then he need to compromise his expertise. He need to compromise his expertise. He was been appointed only because of his expertise. But as he was been nominated, then the party who had nominated him might push him pressure that you work for us, you work for our ideology. Like the olden days, kings used to tell, you draw my figure or you sing a song for me. Then some musicians, they would not sing the song for them, then they would be killed. Means they are experts. So, those experts can be manipulated for their benefit. So, when they feel that their expertise is getting manipulated by the political party who referred them for nomination from the governor, if they feel that they are not safe, then they can move the party. When they move the party, they are independent. When they move the party or when they change the party, they are independent. They very clearly tell that I am changing my party. Why? Because I didn't like this particular ideology, or I didn't like the policy of this particular government. So, I am changing my party. So, I am jumping into another party. So, 6 months time is given. So, within 6 months you have to decide whether you will continue in it or not. But after 6 months you fix it. Then again there is no probability for changing. Already constitutionally we gave you, I am good at cooperative movement. So, one political party told to the governor to nominate me as a MLC. So, I got nominated as an MLC from cooperative movement. Then the party which nominated me is every time pushing me that tell that the cooperative movement is very successful, cooperative movement is working properly in this our government, this government is functioning properly. As you are expert, if you tell, the people will believe. But I am nominated as an expert, I am not a political person. Nomination post is exclusively expertise. No, I will not promote any political party. So, if he is getting pressured, then within 6 months there is a vent. Within 6 months he is having a space to change his party. So within 6 months he need to decide whether you want to continue with it or you want to change it. So that why they kept this clause, because the expertise will not be compromised or expertise will not be misused for the political benefit of a political party. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
That is the reason it is. You know, polity people will tell it is art. Polity people will tell that it is humanities. Polity is never humanity. Polity is a science. Polity is a science subject. Polity is a objective. Polity is a fact. Polity is a common sense subject. Yes, true. If I am expert, within 6 months I need to make a decision. Within 6 months they gave me a time so that no person can force me. Then sir, after 6 months, sir, what about you have to use your consciousness, no? You have to think how they are going to change. That you should have the skill. That is the reason you have a cushion of how many months? As per the anti-defection provisions, a member of either house of state legislature belonging to any political party who is disqualified on the ground of defection shall also be disqualified. When he will be disqualified to vote, he will be disqualified to contest the elections. No. Anti-defection law, when he get disqualified under anti-defection law, then and there he will be disqualified. Then again he can stand for election. If you are an MLA now, under anti-defection law you jumped, so under anti-defection law I disqualified you. Who will be disqualified? Speaker. So I am the speaker, I disqualified. Disqualification only for that particular house, means that particular, not session, house. So again elections came, then again this MLA can contest. Again this MLA can also become a voter. So anti-defection law is only for that particular house, not session, for house. Correct or wrong? Shall also be disqualified. Wrong. See the question, continuation it is. Here it is 2 lines only. In question paper how many lines? 6 lines. So sir, 6-7 lines question. Reading itself, understanding itself will take 6 minutes. UPSC sometimes intentionally they will give very big 7-8 lines question. So seeing question 30 seconds. This much big question. Reading only will take. Understanding, addressing. You gave only time of 1 minute 20 seconds. It is taking 12 minutes. Big questions we should also practice. Shall be also disqualified to be appointed as a minister? Yes. He will be disqualified as an MLA, means he will be disqualified as a minister. Correct or wrong?
No, wrong.
Disqualified. Wrong. Hold any remunerative political post. Hold any remunerative political post. Select the correct answer using the options given below. On the grounds of 57, tell me, English language, no polity here. On the ground of defection shall also be disqualified to be appointed as a minister. Correct answer. He will be also disqualified. Yes. 2 and 3. Also be disqualified to be appointed as a minister. He will be also not holding any remunerative political power or political post. He will be not disqualified to vote or contest in the next election. English language. Answer is B. See, disqualification will not bar a member from contesting any future elections during the remaining period of the house. Means in the remaining, in that house or else in that house, somewhere one MLA died, elections are happening, I can go and contest. Then and there I will be disqualified. Again there is a chance, tomorrow again in notification came, means I can go and contest. But whereas Tessie Thomas case, there is a case called as Tessie Thomas case. If any person is got convicted for 2 years of rigorous imprisonment, 2 years and above, 2 years or more, then he will be disqualified then and there, and he will be not continued for a further 5 years. For the next 5 years also he will be according to Representation of People's Act, Section 8, Clause 3. Anti-defection law only for that house. In that house, that position only. In the same house, somewhere again election notification came, you can go and contest. With respect to 74th Constitutional Amendment Act of 1992, which of the following statements are incorrect? I tell those students, those who are not attending the test or those who want to directly listen to the discussion class, after the class, at least you go through the questions, you will get an idea, a perspective. The Act has given a practical shape to Article 40. What is Article 40? Village Panchayat. So, Village Panchayat is 74 or 73?
73.
Wrong statement. The Act has brought the municipalities under the purview of, yes, justiciable part of Constitution. So, how many are correct or how many are incorrect? One only incorrect. Question is incorrect. One only, yes or no? How many of the following are the sources of revenue of municipal corporation? We will remember this. Municipal corporation. Varanasi. Varanasi is a municipal corporation. Kasi. Varanasi is a municipal corporation. There will be pilgrimage tax. Whoever are coming into the Varanasi, they have to pay the tax. So obviously municipal corporation will be imposing what? Pilgrimage tax. There will be education cess. Sanitation charges. And most revenue is for municipal corporation through what? Property tax. So how many are there? All 4. Means sometimes when you don't know the answer, just check for the examples. If someone went to Shani Shinganapur village, a temple very near to the Shirdi, or you go to Srisailam also, Mallala Tirtham one is there. If you want to enter there, you have to pay the tax, then only they will open the gate. Local tax, it is a constitutional right. It is a Shani Shinganapur also. If you want to enter into the village itself, you need to pay the tax, then only they will open the gate. It is a constitutional right. Pilgrimage tax, that is under 73rd. In 74th also there is pilgrimage tax. With reference to 74th Constitutional Amendment Act, which of the following events led to the development of urban local government? Very, very important. Urban law, which of the events led to urban local government? Number 1, Lord Mayo resolution. What is it? Resolution famous for financial decentralization. This is very famous for financial decentralization. He is the first person who recommended for local taxation in the year 1870. Number 2, Lord Ripon. He is famous for Lord Ripon. He is in 1882. What he told? See, Lord Mayo is very famous. Some we have to remember some governor generals, some viceroys at any cost. Lord Mayo is a viceroy or a governor general. After 1858, according to the Government of India Act of 1858, Governor General of India became viceroys. So it is how much? What year this is? 1870. So don't remember the names. 1858, after any person is viceroy. So Lord Mayo is financial decentralization. Lord Ripon, very good. He is called as father of local self-government. He promoted local self-government. He promoted financial decentralization. He promoted local self-government. Royal Commission, headed by Hope House, exclusive on local self-government in the year 1908. These are the 3 things. This is 1907. So one is financial decentralization, father of local self-government in the year Magna Carta 1882, Royal Commission on Decentralization in the year appointed in 1907 and submitted report in 1909. These 3 are the decentralization committees constituted or the bodies who studied decentralization or local self-government in British times. One is Mayo, financial decentralization. Ripon, father of local self-government. 1907 and 1909, the committee was been formed in 1907 and report is submitted in 1909. Rob House, mainly on decentralization.